Hello, Brian the Fanboy here, and today I am going to review Beetlejuice Beetlejuice. This is the sequel to the movie Beetlejuice from 1988, and yes, few of the cast from the previous movie do reappear in this one. Now, the movie starts by showing the town of Winter Rivers, and only unlike the first movie, it wasn't revealed to be a model at all. Now we go to we meet Lydia, played by Winona Ryder. She's in her fifties now, and she is the hostess of a TV series called Ghost House, where she helps people deal with ghosts that are haunting their homes. And there is this couple, a man and a woman, along with their pet dog. And yes, the episode talked about what the couple's been going through at their home. And when Lydia, when she's about to say what the solution can be, well, the image of she saw the image of Beetlejuice in the audience, and well, she wasn't able to do the rest of the episode because of what she saw, and she went to the restroom and took some pills. Oh, and there was a woman there. Our girl turns out that the woman was a ghost, and then in the restroom came this man. His name is Rory, played by yes, Justin Thoreau, and yes, he asked Lydia what's wrong, and well, Lydia she needed to take some pills, but Rory didn't want her to take those pills because well, according to him, it will ruin her talents. Also, oh, another thing is that Rory and Lydia are a couple, and yes, now we go to the well, people say the afterlife, but I'm going to say that neither world, just like in the cartoon, since that's what used to being called when it comes to Beetlejuice. So in the neither world, well, let's see, we I don't remember what happened, but well, someone was under, yeah, there was this janitor who was played by Danny DeVito, and then the janitor, he went to this room and well, um, for some reason, these boxes that were in the lost and file area, and well, one of the boxes was the part of a woman. I think it was her face or head, but anyway, she oh yes, was stapling herself together. So kind of like Sally from the Nightmare Before Christmas, but instead of sewing, it was stapling. And yeah, she had black hair instead of uh, reddish brown hair. And then she did something to the janitor, and the janitor he was kind of like something like this happened. I cannot do it, but I'll explain what she did to him. Later on. Oh, I forgot to mention that back in the real world, Lydia got the text from Delia and said that it was about her father, Charles, And Lydia, she arrived to this museum place where Delia is now I guess it's some kind of art director. But well, when Lydia asked Delia what happened with Charles, um, Delia said that he left her. And when Lydia asked that he divorced, if he was divorcing Delia, Delia said no, and that was an awful thing to say. And what happened was that Charles died, yeah, in a plane accident. And then what happened with Charles? Well, it was shown in claymation form, and what the plane that Charles was on crashed into the ocean. Of course, he did survive the crash. However, quickly, our shark came and yes, bit a part of his body, his head off. And yes, now back in the netherworld, well, we find that Beetlejuice is he now runs a bio exorcist business, and his helpers are ghosts with shrunken heads. Yes, and then he was called to he was called by this man named yes, Wolf Jackson, who's played by William Dafoe. And well, when Beetlejuice met up with him, well, Wolf he showed a picture of the woman, and Beetlejuice made this crazy facial expression like a shocked, unable to do that facial, but yes, and Beetlejuice. Oh, I forgot to mention that Wolf. Well, before he died, he was an actor, an action star, and well, his mother was keeping it real. Of course, part of his head was blown off, and when Billy Juice mentioned said too real, Will said that he didn't know that the grenade was real, and so yes. Now back in the real world, well, Delia and Lydia they went to pick up Lydia's daughter Astrid, and yes, now at the school that Astrid attends, well, she was mostly made fun of because her mother is this like a gothic TV personality, and she was also, oh, now she's also an activist, and when Lydia tried to contact her, well, on her phone it was alleged murder, and Delia she well yelled at the building, well, towards Astrid, and telling her, about Charles, and yes. Now, see, and then at the funeral for Charles, well, there was a choir singing the song Deo, or the Banana Boat song from the first Beetlejuice movie, but it was more in a choir form instead of calypso. Yes. Now, back in the netherworld, well, I remember that there was a scene where we showed, well, Charles was at the waiting room. Of course, his head wasn't shown because of the, shark thing, and well, up to here, it was chopped off and only showing the neck bone stem, spreading out blood constantly. Now, as for going on with Beetlejuice, well, he said that his ex-wife came back, Yes, and he told a story about what happened between those two, and well, during the Black Plague, Beetlejuice, when he was still alive, was a grave robber, and then he met a woman, and her name is Dolores, and oh yes, well, after they met, they got married, and well, Beetlejuice said it was. Oh, I forgot to mention that Beetlejuice he was telling the story, and well, I don't know, he was talking in Italian or Portuguese or Romanian, but yeah, it was one of those languages. But anyway, yes, Beetlejuice and Dolores got married, and well, according to Beetlejuice, it was a traditional ceremony involving uh, drinking each other's blood, putting out the head of chickens, and sacrificing a goat. And they also spent the wedding night together, and also when they were drinking wine, well, it turns out that Dolores poisoned Beetlejuice, and it was because well, Dolores she was part of some kind of a death cult, and well, she was going to it's more about sucking out souls to gain immortality, and before Dolores could get Beetlejuice's soul, well, Beetlejuice he grabbed an axe and chopped her to pieces. So in a way, he gave her the axe, making Dolores his ex-wife. Yes, and Beetlejuice died. And oh yeah, I forgot to mention that Dolores is a soul sucker, and according to Wolf, there's no coming back for that. So that's what she did to the janitor, and she's been constantly sucking many souls. Oh, and also there was a scene where she went to the Needleworld dry cleaners, and after she sucked that dry cleaner's soul, well, she grabbed this white wedding dress and used her power to make it black, and continue her search for Beetlejuice. You know, back in the real world, well, let's see. Oh yes, well they were at the Deed's house, and well, as I forgot to mention that she's played by Jenna Ortega. Uh, yes, and is the oh yes, well, after she talks about the ghosts who haunt the house, and Lydia said that that Megalanes they found a loophole, and they were able to move on. And it's understandable why they do not appear in this movie. It's because well, for one thing, Ghost on Age, and trying to make Alec Baldwin and Gina Davis using CGI to make Alec Baldwin and Gina Davis the way that they look in the first movie wouldn't look good. So anyway, and then we get to a scene where Astrid she goes to the attic, and yeah, she found some old items that belonged to her father, and Lydia found her, and said that she lost those items, and then there was a flyer that fell down, and Esther told Lee that she found it, and once Esther said Beetlejuice's name, Lydia told her not to say it again, and then as I said a second time, and Lydia told her to stop, and forbade her to go into the attic and to never ever say that name again. And as during the wake of Charles, we were gathering. Well, we meet the daughter of Jane Butterfield, and she has her own daughter too. Let's see. Oh, and oh yes, and then out of nowhere, Rory he proposed to Lydia, and Lydia she didn't say didn't feel it was the right time, because it was supposed to be a time of mourning, but Rory quickly convinced her to go through with it and to have the wedding on Lydia's favorite holiday, which is Halloween. And then Astrid left on her bike, and then she crashed over a fence and met this boy named, oh yes, Jeremy Fraser. And well, eventually they started to talk, and Lydia told Jeremy about what happened at the wake, and then Jeremy invited Astrid to spend Halloween uh, with him, and well, later, oh yes, Astrid told Lydia about it, and what happened, and she agreed to let Astrid hang out uh, to get up, before the wedding, and let's see, and then see, now see, oh yes, don't we get over, well, Lydia heard something in the attic, and she was yelling at Beetlejuice, telling her to leave her alone, and well, Rory came in, as was wrong, and well, Lydia told her, about what happened in the first movie, and well, Rory, well, he said that he needs but the Lydia needs a potion to help with that, and so Rory said Beetlejuice 3 times, and they end up inside some kind of office where they met up with Beetlejuice, who is posing as a couple therapist. And Beetlejuice told Lydia to let her inner child, and she gave birth to a baby Beetlejuice. Yeah. And then, well, Lydia couldn't understand what's going on anymore. Oh, I forgot to say that Rory fainted, and then she's at home 3 times, and both she and Rory arrived back. And well, then Delia, she will once sometime after Rory and Lydia left the attic. Hold on a moment. All right, I'm back. Now, as I was saying, well, Delia, but after Lydia and Rory left the attic, Delia locked the attic door and called Beetlejuice a menace to humanity. Now, back at Netherworld, oh yes, well, there's this ghost called Bob, and well, Beetlejuice was using him as a decoy, and as I think he was, well, I think that's later on, but anyway, well, later, Lydia she dropped Astrid at Jeremy's house, And after that, there was a scene where well, Delia brought snakes, and she said that they've been defanged, and she talked about this ritual from ancient Egypt involving a dead pharaoh and his wife, and she's planning on going to the cemetery and to perform that ritual. You know, and she was see what's going on in the netherworld, but I can't seem to remember. But anyway, then oh yeah, now I remember. Not this is in the real world, but what happened was that well, while Jeremy and Astrid were spending time together, um, well, it turns out that well, Jeremy just want to spend just want to spend time with Lydia. I mean, with Astrid, and they started to dance, and then they started to kiss, and then Lydia, I mean Astrid, she realized that they were floating in the air, and then they went back to the floor, and turns out that Astrid she inherited her mother's ability to see ghosts, and well, Jeremy told Astrid about how he died, like breaking his neck and from falling off the treehouse, and for some reason he's not able to go any further. And he showed Astrid the handbook for the recently deceased, and told Astrid that everybody who dies, gets a copy. Now back at the Deed's house, Lydia she was talking to Jane Porterfield Jr. and when she was talking about Jeremy's house, well Jane she told about well that Jeremy Fraser killed his parents 20 years ago when he was trying to get away from the cops. Well, I mean 23 years ago, yes, and he fell down a tree house and died. And Lydia, well, once she realized where she dropped off Astrid, tried to she drove to the house hoping she made it in time. Of course, when she was driving her drive, well, Jeremy got Astrid to read an incantation from the handbook. Oh, I forgot to mention they also drew a door with chalk, just like what the Minions did in the first movie. And yes, once Astrid recited the incantation, well, so she and Jeremy entered the Netherworld, and well, Lilia, well, she got to the house and saw Jeremy's parents, who were well, shown the way they did when they died, and with Astrid, she was too late. I mean, Lydia, she was too late to prevent what happened, and well, because she was desperate, there's only one person she know who can help, and yeah, she went back to the D's house, and let's see, yeah, and then when she arrived there, she well, she was reluctant, but she had no choice, and so she said Beetlejuice 3 times, and yeah, once he arrived, he said the juice is loose, and Lydia wanted Beetlejuice, to help her find Astrid, and he agreed on the condition that he would let Beetlejuice marry her. And Lydia said yes, and well, this time around, he wanted it in writing, and got Lydia to sign this contract with her own blood. And well, since she couldn't, Beetlejuice said that she couldn't go into the door, so what he did was threw a bomb, and it exploded, and both he and Lydia entered the netherworld. And and Bob told the other workers to get back to work. At least according to the subtitles for that scene. And of course, the workers they all went to the boulder and started causing havoc in the real world. You know, oh, I forgot to mention that Jeremy and Astrid did what they had to do at the waiting room, and they went out to some kind of immigration place. Let's see. Oh, also in the real world, well, Delia, she was performing the ritual with the snakes, and then they bit her, and she ended up in the waiting room. And well, Delia, she thought it was mistakes because she thought she was sure that the snakes were defanged, but oh, and this hand was pointing towards something, letting Delia to take a number, not to take a number, but anyway, let's see, eventually both Beetlejuice and Lydia, they I think they got separated while looking for Astrid, and well, there's a part where Astrid was had her photo taken, and she felt strange. Oh, and also Wolf, he said that once he found out about what Beetlejuice did something illegal, well, he told the troops what to do. Of course, turns out he was reading a cue card since he couldn't let go of his acting reputation. But anyway, yes, they were on the way into oh no, I think it was they were going after the ghost with the shark head, so we're wreaking havoc in the real world. Uh, oh yeah, and Delia, well, she thought Charles would help, and well, she called Beetlejuice's name 3 times, and yeah, he appeared, and he agreed to help Delia find Charles if she agreed to help Beetlejuice find Lydia. And yes, Delia agreed to the terms. Now, eventually, oh no, I think that's later. But well, once Astrid, well, oh yeah, Lydia finally met up with Astrid, and no, not yet. What happened was that the Astrid was supposed to be taken to the Soul Train, which of course is a train for souls. However, at the platform there were also people dancing Soul Train. So at the movie, at least they choose the kind of humor that was used in the cartoon. The puns. So yes, I know. And eventually, Lydia met up with Astrid, and yeah, she finally got Astrid do not leave in the Soul Train, and they were running towards trying to escape, and then I think this man named, I think was named, I forgot his name, but he was Astrid's father, and once he saw both Astrid and Lydia, he went to help, and eventually the arrived in Oh yes, the furniture, and also teaming up with Beetlejuice and well, let's see. Oh yes, they got out to Jeremy, and well, Jeremy said it was too late. However, the person behind the window turns to be Beetlejuice, and he sent Jeremy to the fiery pits of hell. And well, Astrid's father, I forgot his name, and well, yes, well, he talked with both Lydia and Astrid about to not let his death. Well, as much as he missed them, he didn't want he didn't want to be the person who caused those two to be driven apart because they need each other. And so he let the two women summer so they can go back to the real world. And yes, and then well, as they end up in a cemetery, and well, Astrid she apologized to Lydia, for doubting her all this time, you know. And then there was at the church where Rory was supposed to marry Lydia, and yes, they went to the church, and oh, I forgot to mention that well, Lydia she asked if Lydia was gonna call off the wedding, and yeah, but she didn't, and so to go through with it. And well, the people, the guests were people who are not familiar with Lydia. She doesn't know them. They were like more like influencers or something like that. But yes, and as soon as the ceremony was to begin, Beetlejuice arrived with Delia, and well, Delia she admitted to making a deal with Beetlejuice, and but yeah, she was sorry, but because she was in well, anyway, once he saw that Rory was going to marry Lydia, well, he well knew about this kind of situation everybody's in. Well, Beetlejuice he injected Rory with true serum, and well, Rory unwillingly revealed that the whole time he was taking advantage of Lydia just for her money, and yes, the marriage would help help him make him more rich. Yes, and the things about his dead fiance was lying, and once Lydia heard the entire confession, well, Beetlejuice he suggested to Lydia some physical therapy, where we and she had a boxing glove on her hand and punched Rory, for deceiving her all this time. And then, oh yes, can I see? Oh yes, and when Rory no longer has a chance to marry Lydia now, Beetlejuice got to well start the ceremony before between him and Lydia, and before things became official, well, his well first he made Lydia put on a red wedding dress just like in the original movie, and well, I forgot to mention that Beetlejuice also made the influencers go inside their cell phones or smartphones, literally. Uh, And then, well, the vows he made for Lydia, well, It was the song "Make Arthur Park" by Richard Harris. Of course, when I was hearing that song, I was thinking of the Weird Al parody, which was about Jurassic Park. Since I'm used to hearing that song more than the original version. But yes, and everybody was started to dance. Everybody who was still around were started to do dance at the wedding, performing, and then came Dolores, and also came Wolf and his troops, and well, then the song was over, and well, I don't know if it was Astrid or Lydia, but they managed to find managed to get the the user book to bring the sandworm from oh no, I remember after the song, well, Dolores came and was ready to get her revenge on Beetlejuice, and he Beetlejuice made Rory wear a shirt that says "I love Dolores," and well, both Lydia and Astrid, they managed to get a sandwich to appear, and it ate both Rory and Dolores. And then, well, Wolf was getting ready to arrest Beetlejuice. However, he said that they couldn't because of a contract that Lydia signed. Of course, Astrid revealed that because Beetlejuice brought Lydia to the Netherworld illegally, then the contract is now null and void, and but the contract had burned into crisps, and Lydia, she started to say Beetlejuice 3 times. Of course, it was slowly, so she can watch him suffer, and yes, Beetlejuice was starting to blow up like a balloon and disappeared. And Wolf said that she popped his Beetlejuice, and of course, even though that was over, there was the matter of Delia, and well, she well, both Lydia and Ash realized that Delia did die, and well, they said goodbye, and yes, would miss her, and Wolf to the troops. Wolf escorted Delia to the Netherworld, and that was the end of the adventure. Then we get to a scene where oh yes, oh yeah, and I remember Lydia. Well, she was filming her last episode of Ghost House, and said that she's got to start living now, and then we get a montage of events with well, first both Lydia and Astrid travel to Dracula's castle in Transylvania, and there was a boy who was dressed like a vampire. And then we get to a scene where the boy marries Astrid, and then next comes a scene where Astrid gives birth, and she gave birth to a baby Beetlejuice, and it was crawling around wreaking havoc, and Astrid was smiling. Then Lydia woke up, revealing to be a nightmare. Then Beetlejuice was next to her, and then Lydia woke up again, and revealing that she still had nightmares of Beetlejuice. Yes. Then we get to the final scene of the movie. Is I think that was the final scene, but well, Delia uh, arrived at a soul train and met up with Charles, who still missing his head, and Yes, they were glad to see each other again and entered the train and it took them to where they're supposed to go. And that was the end of Beetlejuice Beetlejuice. Now, what I think of this movie? Well, yeah, it was a fun movie, and I can see why it did so well at the box office. And with some of the movies that have been doing well this year, I think we start to see the beginning of studios learning their lesson on pushing liberal views in the movies instead of making movie as entertain people. So I think we just have to wait and see, how things goes, you know. And let's see. Yes, I think that's all I can say about Beetlejuice in this movie. Oh yeah, now I remember. Yes, I should mention that this movie is rated R, and I don't recommend shouldn't watch it for that reason, which I forgot to mention in my Double Wolverine movie. Yes, and well, even though there was a one element from the cartoon, like the pun, with the soldering, um, it still would have been fun to see, like fashion versions of Chuck McFarlane, that gets Spider and the monster across the street. But it's supposed to be the movie, not a cartoon. So yeah, well, I think that's all I can say about Beetlejuice in this movie. And also, please subscribe to my channel because it will help me a lot. And also, please share this video on social media like Facebook, Twitter, or whatever. So that's it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.